That is it, deal done. Ferran Torres is a blue.
I'm Ferran Torres.
Hey guys, what is up? Welcome back to another video. Today is the day Ferran Torres has finally become a blue. The first signing of the 2020 summer transfer window has been completed. Ake soon to follow, likely to be later this week. But yeah, in today's video, I thought I'd just quickly go over the signing, how good I think it is, what I think he can offer, what he's like compared to Sane, and all that lot. So yeah, without further ado, let's get on into the video. So the signing of Ferran Torres has been announced. His medical has been completed. Obviously, we've known about this deal for quite a while now. It's been pretty much a week, I'm pretty confident, since the deal was pretty much agreed. But I've not made a video on it until now when it's officially confirmed. The deal was 21 million plus add-ons, meaning we have funded the Ferran Torres deal for the price we received for Jadon Sancho, which is pretty incredible when you consider Jadon Sancho was a winger that was unproven, 17 and out of contract. So I think we've done very, very well there to manage to get 20 million for him. This is obviously assuming that Man United go ahead with the 120 million pounds they're going to spend on him, which I think is completely stupid. In a coronavirus market, it's beyond me why you'd be willing to spend 120 million pound on one player. To put into perspective how good of a deal this is, we have spent the same amount of money on Ferran Torres as Man United did to sign Dan James from Swans this year. And just look at how good Dan James is. And I've never seen Ferran Torres play, but I can only imagine it's a big difference between the quality of player. And let's say, for example, Ferran Torres fails to live up to the hype, doesn't actually make it, it's pretty much a big flop. Then we sign for 20 million. There's absolutely no way we don't recoup that money. We probably don't have to spend the add-ons because we just flog him off for 30 odd million, and we still make a profit regardless of how good he does. The signing of Ferran Torres will make it our third Spanish player in the squad, joining Rodri and Eric Garcia. Obviously, David Silva is now gone. Hopefully, he should be able to fit in quite comfortably due to the fact that he's got obviously other Spanish players in the squad. Ferran Torres has said himself that he does idolise David Silva and David Villa, obviously from Valencia days, which is very nice to hear. You want to hear him idolising City's greatest ever player. He has said he wants to achieve similar things to Silva, which obviously doesn't necessarily mean for definite this is the case, but hopefully that means he might try and follow a similar career path to him, and if he does well, he'll stay at City for the long run, which is something we obviously want. We've been lucky in the past with Aguero, with Yaya, not so much with Yaya, with David Silva, with company, that our greatest players have normally always just stayed with us, never really kicked up a fuss. Hopefully we'll see similar things from Ferran Torres. If he does stay loyal, and it's a major benefit when you consider the other wingers we've had, such as Leroy Sané, have not done that. The contract has been signed until June 2025, meaning it's a 5-year deal, which is very, very good business from Cheeky as well, as it means we won't be dealing with another Sané situation anytime soon. We won't be able to get dragged out by a player because their contract's up next year, for another at least 4 years that is. So that is a major, major positive. In return for Ferran Torres, Yangel Herrera, or Hangel Herrera, is going the other way to Valencia. Herrera, I've never really known much about him. I don't really know much about him, but all I can really say is, if it's helped get the deal over the line, very good business from us. Probably helps keep mutual respect kind of between Valencia and us, meaning the deal's gone through a bit easier. But yeah, it looks like that's kind of an exchange deal. It's been done separately, but it looks like it will be part of a sort of exchange for the clubs. Last season in La Liga, I'm just going to look over to my computer here. Torres created the third most chances in La Liga, creating 25, which is very impressive when you consider the quality in La Liga. He had the second most big chances creating 9, and had the most completed take-ons, doing 54, which I think is very, very good. When you consider that now lost Sane, he was probably the only player that I would have always backed to take a winger on. He was the only player we had that could take Trent on every time and beat him. Obviously, we did so in the 4-0, but it's 4-0, he was probably still drunk. And so having someone that's proven to take players on, I think is a major benefit to our squad, and will definitely add something to the team. Like I said, I haven't watched Torres myself, and so I can't, just give a bunch of hype about him, because I genuinely don't know how good he's going to be. I've heard people on Twitter liken him to like a Son type player, which I would say personally is a compliment and is something that we probably need. What I can say though is I've wanted us to sign a player like this for such a long time, just young players that aren't quite in that elite bracket but are borderline on that elite bracket that can definitely break into it, especially for the price, just not overspending, because I hate it when we spend loads on players. To be fair, we have been quite good at that. We've never really been breaking all the records for transfer signings that we see. You don't see us spending 120 million on Sancho. We do usually like to go for the 60 million kind of range, but 20 million I think is just great business. In terms of comparing him to Sané, obviously he is going to be the Sané replacement. The only difference is he'll be playing on the right. They are both, at this time of signing, they were both 20 years old, so age gap is the same. Game-wise, in their final season for Valencia and Schalke, Sane played 42 times, Ferran Torres played 44 times. So again, game-wise, very, very similar numbers. Obviously, Sane was playing in the Champions League, and he was proven in that a bit more. To be fair, similar with Ferran Torres, although he's not really had the same standout performances that Sane had. But like we see there, game-wise, very, very similar. Sane did, however, get a few more goals. He got 9. Ferran Torres only got 6, but again, it's small. Assist-wise, Ferran Torres just slightly pips Leroy Sané to that. He got 8 last season. Sane only got 7 in his final season for Schalke, so he does do a bit better there. And fee, this is where it balances out completely. We spent 37 million on Leroy Sané, only 21 million on Ferran Torres, so 16 million difference. Such a minimal difference in stats, I think you've got a great deal there. Obviously, we have seen in the past with Sané, with Raheem Sterling, Pep has a great record at developing young wingers, which only makes this deal more exciting. And it just means that the chances of Ferran Torres hitting that high level is even higher. As wide options now, that means we have Mahrez, Ferran Torres, Raheem Sterling, Jadon Braff, Bernardo Silva, and even Jesus if necessary. Torres, however, will be our only right-footed right winger, which I am very happy about, because one thing we did like this season is the ability to have footed players on their side. So like we'd always have Sterling on the left, who's a right footer, and Mahrez or Bernardo on the right as left footers. Whereas with this, we can kind of just widen the pitch out, and especially if we choose to play with the inverted wing backs, the double pivot, it means it just gives us more options out wide. Personally think that when you got Mendy and a right back that's going to bomb down the wings, having the inside forwards definitely does help. But when we do choose to go narrower with the full backs, having right-footed right wingers it helps so much, and you do definitely notice it. And I think that's why Sané and Sterling out wide really, really helped in the 17-18 and 18-19 season. What will be interesting to see is whether we see Pep change Ferran Torres like he changed Sterling, and potentially moving on to the left and playing with that inside forward and just kind of switch it up from time to time. Obviously, we've seen Sterling, his goal scoring record shoots up as soon as he goes there, so potentially we'll see a similar thing with Ferran Torres. We've seen in the past our greatest ever players, David Silva, Sergio Aguero, Yaya Toure, all come from La Liga, and hopefully we'll see similar things from Ferran Torres. And in 10 years' time, we will be calling him a club legend. Who knows, it could be a complete flop, but we can all hope that that will be the case. In terms of rating for the transfer, I'd give it a solid 8 out of 10. We've got a very, very decent player here. Like I said, don't know much about him, but La Liga experts seem to think it's a steal. Price-wise, it's incredible business from Cheeky. No complaints there. And we badly needed a winger, and this solves that problem big time. Anyway, that is all from me today. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. In the I button at the top, there'll be my yesterday's video where I did my ideal Manchester City starting 11 for the 2020-21 season. So meant to go and check that out. I'll be back with another video tomorrow. Not sure, it'll be probably a transfer rumours video. Leave in the comments what you think of this signing. Do you think it's a good one? Do you think it's an average one? What would you rate out of 10? Anyway, that is all from me today, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Goodbye.